Don't revive her again. Then. Next time her heart stops, let it. My mother's voice. Steady. Certain. Like she was making a practical decision. Not ending her daughter's life. I was right there. I could hear everything. Every word. Every breath. Every quiet agreement in the room. But I couldn't move. Couldn't open my eyes. Couldn't tell them. I was still alive. The ventilator forced air into my lungs. Hiss. Push. Hiss. Push. Keeping me here. While my own family argued for the opposite. Are we clear? She asked. A doctor hesitated. We follow medical protocol, but, no, she said, cutting him off. I'm her mother. I decide. No. You don't. I tried to scream it. Tried to move anything. A finger. My lips. My eyes. Nothing. And then. My brother spoke. Like hell you do. Silence. The kind that changes everything. Because Daniel didn't just disagree with her. He sounded prepared. Like he'd been waiting for this moment. What would you do if you could hear your family deciding whether you should live, but you couldn't say a single word? The first thing I understood wasn't the machines. It wasn't the fear. It wasn't even the voices. It was the betrayal. My mother wasn't confused. She wasn't overwhelmed. She wasn't grieving. She was certain. And certainty like that doesn't come from panic. It comes from a decision already made. Legally, I'm her next of kin, she continued. That's not true. Daniel again. Calm. But sharper now. She's not married, my mother said. So the decision falls to me. That's when something clicked in my mind. Because that wasn't right. I had changed something. Signed something. Important. But my thoughts were foggy. Slow. Like trying to run underwater. Actually, Daniel said. And this time, there was no hesitation. I'm her medical power of attorney. Silence. Heavy. Then. That's impossible. It's not. Paper moved. A chair scraped. My mother's voice dropped. Dangerous now. That document is outdated. It was updated last year. That was the moment the balance shifted. And for the first time since I woke up in that silent prison, I felt something close to hope. Have you ever trusted someone completely, only to realize they might be the one putting you in danger? 3 weeks earlier, I was standing in my kitchen. Alive. Healthy. Arguing over something that felt small at the time. You went into my account. My voice wasn't loud. It didn't need to be. Because the betrayal was already loud enough. My mother didn't deny it. Didn't even flinch. It's family money. No, I said. It's my business. My account. My work. She smiled. That same tight smile she used whenever she thought she was still in control. You wouldn't even have that business if it wasn't for me. That's when Daniel stepped in. Mom, that's not okay. Simple. Direct. But it changed everything. She turned on him instantly. Oh, so now you're taking her side? I'm not taking sides, he said. I'm telling you this isn't right. The air shifted. Heavy. You're both forgetting who raised you, she said. I laughed. Not because it was funny. Because I'd heard that line my whole life. You don't get to control everything forever, I said. That's when her expression changed. Cold. Measured. You're becoming very difficult. That wasn't just a comment. It was a warning. And I didn't take it seriously enough. When does family concern cross the line into control? And how do you even recognize it in time? Doctor, Daniel said. I want everything done to keep her alive. My mother laughed. Soft. Sharp. You're going to destroy her finances for what? For her life, he said. She wouldn't want this. You don't get to decide that. I already have. Silence. Then. Paper. I didn't want to do this here, my mother said. But you're forcing it. My entire body went cold. Even without feeling. Because something in her voice changed. Something calculated. There's a trust, she said. Daniel didn't respond immediately. She turns 30 in 6 days, my mother continued. My mind snapped into focus. The trust. I remembered. My father set it up. Years ago. She inherits everything at 30, my mother said. Everything. And if she doesn't make it. She didn't finish the sentence. She didn't have to. If you found out someone stood to gain everything from your death, would you ever trust them again? Daniel spoke slowly. Carefully. So if she dies before her birthday? My mother stayed silent. You get control of it. It's not like that. It is exactly like that. The room shifted. You were ready to let her die, he said. I was being realistic. No, he said. You were being strategic. That word hit. Hard. Because it was true. Get out. Daniel's voice. Cold now. Final. This is still my daughter. And I'm the one making decisions. You can't shut me out. I just did. The door slammed. Silence. Then. I'm here. His voice was different now. Closer. Softer. I'm not letting this happen. I wanted to respond. God, I wanted to respond. I know you can hear me. My entire mind focused on that sentence. Fight. If someone told you to fight for your life, and that was the only thing you could do, would you have the strength to try? Move. Just one thing. Anything. My finger. Nothing. Again. Nothing. Again. A twitch. Small. Barely there. But real. I saw that. Daniel's voice snapped. Doctor. Footsteps. Fast. Urgent. She moved. Are you sure? Yes. Hands checked me. Tested. Watched. Try again, the doctor said. I did. And this time? It wasn't just a twitch. It was proof. That was the moment everything changed. Not just because I was waking up. But because my mother realized something terrifying. I wasn't dying anymore. And if I lived, I could expose everything. What do you think my mother did next when she realized I might survive, and tell the truth? Everything changed the moment I moved. Not loudly. Not dramatically. Just a small twitch of my finger. But it was enough. Because it meant one thing. I wasn't gone. And my mother knew it. The shift in the room was immediate. Subtle. But unmistakable. Sometimes those movements are involuntary, she said quickly. Too quickly. The doctor didn't respond right away. "We'll run further tests," he said. But Daniel didn't miss it. Neither did I. That wasn't concern in her voice. That was panic. If someone needed you gone, and suddenly realized you might survive, what do you think they'd do next? Hospitals have a rhythm. Machines. Footsteps. Voices. But that morning felt different. Tighter. Like something was about to break. I heard her before I felt her presence. My mother. Her heels clicked softly against the floor. She thought we were alone. "I need to speak to you privately," she said to the doctor. A pause. "We can step outside." "No," she said. "Now." Silence. Then. "Her condition, it's not improving significantly, is it?" "That's not accurate. She wouldn't want prolonged intervention." That again. That lie she kept repeating. "She's showing response." A pause. Longer this time. Then. "And what if that changes?" The room went cold. Have you ever heard someone ask a question that didn't sound like concern, but like a plan? Later that day. Daniel came back. But this time. He wasn't calm. He was angry. I checked the trust documents. My entire focus locked onto his voice. "There's an amendment." Silence. "And guess who filed it?" No answer. "You did." My mother didn't deny it. It was necessary. For what? To protect the family. Daniel let out a breath. Slow. Controlled. "You added a clause." Still silence. "If she's declared medically non-responsive before 30. His voice hardened. "You gain full control immediately." There it was. The truth. What's worse, someone wanting your money, or someone willing to risk your life to get it faster? "You think I didn't see it?" Daniel said. "You're misunderstanding." "No," he cut in. "You just didn't expect anyone to check." That was the moment she lost control. "You don't understand what I've sacrificed." "There it is," he said quietly. "You think this is owed to you." "I kept this family together. Not by taking from it." Silence. Then. "You always sided with her." "No," Daniel said. "I just finally stopped ignoring you." That night. I tried again. Move. My hand. Slow. Heavy. But this time. It lifted. Barely. But enough. "I see that," the nurse said. "Daniel, she's responding." Footsteps. Fast. "I'm here," he said. "I told you, fight." If you were given a second chance to come back, what truth would you make sure came out first? It didn't happen all at once. It came in pieces. Light. Pain. Sound. Then. My eyes opened. Blurry at first. Shapes. Shadows. Then. Daniel. Right beside me. Relief hit his face like a wave. "You're back." I couldn't speak. But I didn't need to. Because he already knew. She came the next day. My mother. Slower this time. Careful. Like she was walking into something uncertain. "You gave us a scare," she said softly. I stared at her. Really stared. And for the first time in my life, I saw her clearly. Not as my mother. But as someone who had chosen. Not to save me. I reached for the notepad beside my bed. My hand trembled. But I wrote anyway. I heard everything. Her face changed. Not shock. Fear. What would you say first, to someone who tried to let you die? The investigation didn't take long. Once the truth started coming out, it came fast. The amended trust. The financial transfers. The access to my accounts. Everything pointed back to her. She didn't go quietly. She argued. Denied. Blamed. But it didn't matter. Because this time, she wasn't in control. She didn't get the money. She didn't get control. And eventually, she lost something else too. Us. Daniel cut her off completely. And me? I didn't look back. Because some betrayals don't get forgiven. They get remembered. Months later, when I could walk again, when life started to feel real again, I asked him, "When did you know?" He didn't answer right away. Then, "I didn't," he said. "I just didn't trust her." A pause. "And I trusted you." That hit harder than anything else. Because in the moment I couldn't fight. He did it for me. Sometimes survival isn't just about strength. Sometimes, it's about who refuses to give up on you. Even when everyone else already has. Do you think blood makes someone family, or is it the people who choose to stand by you when it matters most? If this story hit you, if you believe some betrayals deserve to be exposed, and some people deserve justice, then subscribe to Revenge Echo. Because here, the truth always comes out. And silence never wins.
Thanking you for watching Revenge Echo channel. Like, subscribe and comment where you are watching from.